Hello, today I'm going to be showing you a recipe for golden paste, turmeric golden paste. In the light of the coronavirus that is now pandemic in the UK here and in many countries across Europe, as well as coming from China. I think theirs is going lower at the moment. But I want to talk about turmeric especially because there is some talk around at the moment that turmeric can help fight this coronavirus infection, especially the pneumonia side, because when you've got pneumonia your lungs are inflamed, and turmeric has got very known properties for anti-inflammatories. So if you are unfortunate to get the coronavirus, this may actually help keep your inflammation levels down, and it also helps your body be less inflamed as well generally. So if you do catch it, your immune system has a better chance of fighting off the illness. So anyway, I want to talk a bit about turmeric first off. There's various things that it does help in. It's number one, the best anti-inflammatories, natural anti-inflammatory. So it helps with any inflammation in your body, like arthritis, type 2 diabetes, associated inflammatory. Also helps lower the risk of heart disease, helps prevent and treat cancer, helps prevent and treat Alzheimer's, been shown to treat depression, don't know too much about that side of it, improves brain function and lowers risk brain disease. And basically it's just an all good rounder for anti-inflammatory in your body. I mean, this is the natural form of it that comes in. It's like it looks like a bit like ginger root, but it's very, very bright orangey yellow inside. You can use that in its natural form. You can use that in, like, I don't know, probably curries. You can stick it in your chilli, anything that requires a bit of colouring as well, maybe like a paella or something like that. Just a very small amount. You'd only need like an inch block off of it, and you just chop it up and grate it. But today I'm going to be making the golden paste version of turmeric. This you can keep in the fridge once it's done for quite a while, which I'll say at the end of the recipe. And what you need is just a few ingredients. You just need ground turmeric powder, some ground black pepper. The ground black pepper actually helps your body absorb it into your bloodstream. It's like when you put the two together, it activates it. It's like an accelerator. So that's very important not to leave that out. You need something that will carry it, like it'll hold it in a form. Normally you would use coconut oil, but I'm not using coconut oil today because I don't want to raise my saturated fats in my body. Because I have other health issues, so I'm going to be using extra virgin olive oil. And you need some filtered water, which I'm going to be using some bottled water. So we're going to get on with the recipe. So I'm going to start filming me here. So first off, we need half a cup of turmeric. I'm going to use my things there. It's half a cup. Remember, that's like 1.5 of these little jars if you buy it. It gets very stuck, as you can see. Turmeric has not a very nice smell, unfortunately. It's like quite sort of earthy, rooty type smell. It's not that pleasant to consume, but you do get used to it. You can put it in warm milk to make it into a drink. Some people put like some maple syrup in it in the recipe as well. I don't. I just have it as it is. I'm stuck in the bottom there. Let's put that in. So as I said, it's about 1.5 jars. These little jars goes in. Then we need, I think, 2 cups of water goes in there. It's 1 cup. 2 cups. And what we do, we put that onto your cooker, electrical gas, whatever one you're using. Oh, and also I forgot to say, if you want to put it into mould, you need some like either ice cube trays or one of these type of moulds that I've got that takes about a teaspoon at a time. So what you do here, we bring it to the boil. So what we do, we just keep stirring it constantly whilst it's bringing it up to the boil. What we're looking for is just like to combine the water and the turmeric powder together at this point. But yeah, I mean, I've only just been getting into this, the turmeric thing. I've joined a couple of Facebook groups that are private groups. You go in and like join them and they give the recipe out and people like talk about their experiences with this. And there's a lot of like, you know, good feedback from it. It comes from India. This is widely used in India and other Asian places and the Middle East and that, and they've been using it for hundreds of years. It's been known about the properties of this. So yeah, so it's nearly coming to the boil. The idea is what you need to do when it comes to the boil, we need to keep it on a high simmer. That's just below boiling point for about 3 to 4 minutes. It brings it together and brings it to a thick paste consistency. I mean, I first got into it, found out about it through. See, it's just, hang on a minute, it's just coming to the boil now. So what I need now is just to turn it down just below a simmer. So I've got an electric cooker, I have to be careful because it's not really that good as a gas for getting it at the right simmer. But it's sort of like this, you want it to stay on now for 3 to 4 minutes. So I'll put the timer on, say for 3 minutes, see how we go. So you keep stirring it all the time, it's doing that. Yeah, the reason why I started researching this was because I've got atrial fibrillation and I belong to one of these Facebook groups, and there was a chap on there that started taking this. He's had atrial fibrillation for several years, and his was, atrial fibrillation is a progressive disease. It can be for many, usually. There's always an exception to the rule. But he started looking for alternative therapies because his atrial fibrillation started getting worse. It started progressing. It was getting more frequent. The episodes were getting longer. His medication was being changed, switched around, added onto, and he just felt like as he was spiralling worse and worse. So he started looking for more alternative, natural remedies. And he came across, I think, some sort of document paper or something that had come from the other side of the world or something. He was telling the people on the site, and that he looked into this and he found a group, you know, called Golden Paste Turmeric, and it was mainly being used for like animals. This group, you know, but also humans can use. Obviously, humans can use this, but the site was mainly used like for animal uses, like people's pets and that, dogs and cats, got cancer or arthritis and that. And he started taking his golden paste, I think about 3 years ago. And he took it for about 3 months. He obviously changed his lifestyle as well, a bit more better, tried to go more, you know, eat a bit healthier and that. But he was doing that anyway, and it wasn't really making many improvements in his atrial fibrillation. But he added this into the mix, the golden paste, and he takes a teaspoon a day in some warm milk. That's the only way he can sort of get it down in, he said. Within, I think, he said 3.5 months, nearly the 4-month mark, he said his atrial fibrillation just stopped. And he's not had any episodes since, and it's been like 2.5 years now. and he's completely convinced it's the golden paste turmeric that has done it. And the theory is behind it that atrial fibrillation can be, not in everyone's case, can be caused by it if your body's inflamed. Like you can get a blood test for it called C receptive protein marker done. And if they come back high, that means your body's inflamed. You know, most doctors say, oh, it's probably the arthritis or something in your body that causes it to be a raised marker, etc. and that. But we're learning more and more that we know that really that this marker in the blood is a very important thing, because it means your body's inflamed. It means, that's the 3 minutes time up. It still needs a bit more going, so keep that going a bit longer. Turn that down. Yeah, I'd be careful standing there, because if it gets on your clothes, it's not... Yeah, be very careful of this stuff. It literally stains your clothes pretty bad. That's the other thing I was meant to say. Be very careful of it. It's actually used for dyeing clothes in some countries. But I forgot where I was now. Yeah, inflammation in your body is a very, very important factor. It's related to a lot of illnesses like heart disease now, they're saying, type 2 diabetes, arthritis. It's related to a lot of illnesses. And the theory is behind this, if you can keep your inflammation down in your body can heal more better. You know, your immune system's not under strain all the time. It just makes your body work better. It makes your body work for you rather than, you know, the environment and the foods that you're putting into it is working against you. You know, a bit like the theory now behind plant-based foods. The same thing, it helps keep your inflammatory markers down. So, and as I said, you keep stirring throughout. This has now taken roughly about 5 or 6 minutes. I mean, the recipe says 3 to 4, but it's taken me 6 minutes to get to this consistency. This is what you're looking for, like a thick paste type of consistency. Basically what you're doing, you're like cooking off the water that you've put into it, and what it is, the heat activates the properties inside the turmeric with the water. That is why you sort of, you basically cook the properties to come out of it. So that's about right. That's what we're looking for. It's like thick. It's starting to sort of resemble a paste now. So turn that off. Take it off the heat. Okay, like that. So I'm going to zoom in a bit, just show it a bit more. That's the sort of consistency you're looking for. Right, now this is where you start to add your other 2 ingredients, maybe 3 if you want to put like a sweetener in it. As I said, I don't. I've actually put some coconut oil in it this time, because I was just thinking it does need it, because coconut oil, when it sets, when it goes cold, it sort of sets a bit, it firms it up, and I think that's what we need. So what I've done is half and half. So it's 1/3 of a cup all in all of the oil. So I've got some coconut oil in there, and I'm going to add some virgin olive oil in to make up the rest. You pour that in to the mixture, like so. Then you want some ground black pepper. Only want to do. You put in 3 teaspoons of that. And just stir it in, just stir it through. It doesn't look very good. It doesn't smell very good. But as my mum said, all the best medicines are always the horrible tasting ones, aren't they? It seems to be like that in nature, doesn't it, sometimes? You just stir that so it's all in to it, mixed all the way through thoroughly. Take you a minute or 2 to do that. You just keep stirring it in, so it's still some oil to go into it. It does absorb it in the end, you just got to help it along. And as I said, some people, because I don't like the taste, don't like the smell, they put in maple syrup in it, even sugar. I've heard of some people putting vanilla essence in it as well. I'm not too sure how much that would cover up the smell and taste. But yeah, I can actually start to smell the coconut oil and the olive oil in it now. Can you smell that? I can. See, that's like well incorporated now. Right, so that is your turmeric golden paste made. Okay, so what you do with that now is you put that into a jar. You'll put that paste into a jar. You'll put it in, you can keep that in your fridge for 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks is the maximum, I'd say, because it will start going off, it'll start getting a bit smelly. You can tell by smelling it. But what I like to do is put it into moulds. I've bought one of these moulds. They're like little coffee bean moulds, because they're like half a teaspoon each. Or you can use ice cube trays. Use a teaspoon, put a teaspoon in each ice cube tray, because that is the dosage that you want to take every day, is 1 teaspoon a day. And and I'm just popping it into my mould now. As I said, you can buy these off Amazon, eBay. They're coffee bean moulds, and as I said, they hold half a teaspoon in. Because some people do recommend just start off like slowly, start off half a teaspoon and increase up to a teaspoon. But I've just gone straight in and started on the teaspoon. Yeah, and you just pop that in to the mould. Like wipe off the top, you know, the excess, and then pop it in the freezer, and when they're frozen you pop them out and pop them into a bag, and you take them out as you need it. Pop it straight into warm milk because it defrosts it. As I said, pop it into your cooking, smoothies every day, as long as you're just getting the full dosage every day. And use an ice cube tray as well. And that's then finished, packed in the mould, and then to pop that in the freezer, let it freeze, pop them out, put them into a bag, job done. And just get hold of a glass jar, any jar, even a plastic container, Tupperware box, and just pop it in there. And then you pop this in the fridge and just take directly a teaspoon of that every day from it. And yeah, and as I said, you can use it in lots of things. You can use it in, as I said, warm milk. You can put it into your juices, your smoothies. If you make smoothies, you can drop one in. You can put it in your curries, your stir fries, your, well, whatever else you can use it in. Chili con carne, drop one in. Anything that requires like even a bit of colouring, like a paella or something, you can drop one of those in, because you're getting it into your body in that way. And you just take that every day, and so many people claim it works. So I'm going to start, well, I have started using it, and I'm just going to keep on doing it. It doesn't work straight away, obviously, but I think it's a good time to start as soon as possible. As I said, it helps support your immune system, keeps your inflammatories down, and they are looking into this now, some people, as an aid in helping fight this coronavirus because it is a respiratory disease and it makes your lungs inflamed and that. So anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Please do the recipe and come along and comment and tell me what you think. Anyway, thank you. Bye.